and she was in the Baroque era. She was a nun in a convent in northern Italy, and at that time nuns had sort of the resources and the time to do composing. So that's how she was able to do this, and in her time period she was one of the most prolific composers of her time. Her music was written in very old sheet music writing. Like if you looked at it, you wouldn't quite recognize whether it's a quarter note or a half note. It's very different. So I was working from that manuscript as well as a lot of things that were recordings so that I could kind of put the two together. I chose this piece in particular because this piece is the first instrumental sonata ever that we know of that is still surviving that was published by a woman composer. So this was published in 1693. So things may have been written, but not necessarily published. So for her to have it published was a big deal. I was lucky this past summer, I went to Italy, and I went to a music archive museum in Bologna, Italy, and I actually got to hold a copy of this published piece from 1693. They didn't even make me wear gloves. I don't know why. I washed my hands. But I got to hold the actual music, and like I had a recording on my phone that I listened to, and I looked at the actual pages, and that was super special. So I'm really excited to bring this here to our ensemble today. So Baroque music also, it doesn't change emotion or mood within a movement. So if you're going to start a movement and sound happy, you have to stay committed to happy till the end, period. And then if you want to become sad, you got to start a whole new movement, and then you got to be sad the whole time, end it, period. That was very common in the Baroque era. So we're going to play sort of 4 very short little pieces, but essentially they're the 4 movements of the piece. So if you could please not applaud until I turn around and look obvious that it's over. Please hold your applause because they are meant to be heard sort of as a whole unit without applause in between. The first one you're going to hear is faster in tempo, then we have a slower largo, and then we have another quicker one, and then an even quicker one after that. They're all in the same key, but they have different time signatures to kind of mix it up in between. So enjoy the first published instrumental sonata by a historic woman composer named Isabella Leonarda.